The school probably had its germination as far as planting seeds of ideas of what education could be in December of 1995. Over the next few months, we met and had several in-home meetings to determine what kind of school could the idea of Mountain High School be. One of the things that we sort of insisted upon was a small school with small classes. We talked about active student involvement in the learning process so that students wouldn't just be receptors of knowledge given from the front of the classroom. They would be an active part, hands-on.
Well, my venture with the East Mountain High School started way back when I first got elected 14 years ago, and a wonderful gentleman came to my office. His name was Dave Walter, to tell me about this dream that he and others had for starting a charter high school, and to see what I felt about the ability to really bring this collective idea together. And I can remember way back in those days meeting Carol Hedden and Valinda Gorder, and they, together with many other leaders, really were the backbone.
I'm Judy Fry, a former parent of the school. I was involved in the original writing of the charter. I got involved with the school when there were public meetings that David Walter spoke at and Carol Hedden spoke at. And after I heard all the presentations, I was convinced that it was never going to happen.
We knew it was going to be a success because the plan was great with the community involvement, and we had so much support. It's just a matter of getting down in the dirt and doing the job of getting it all put together.
I'm Mimi Neiman. I was one of the first staff hired at East Mountain High School, and I was a teacher the first year and a teaching principal the second and third years. You know, a lot of teachers have a dream of starting a school, and we got to do that. It was phenomenally frustrating and unbelievably rewarding. It was great for us at times, and we'd never worked harder in our lives. But we were here for kids. I mean, we really believed that the kids were the center of the school, and I think that's one of the things that made this school what it is, because we believed in kids and that we were here for them.
I definitely plan to go to college, and I think partially that's something that East Mountain has really shown me. It's attainable. Like, because it's a college prep school, I've done all sorts of things here at school that I wouldn't have done otherwise. I've taken ACT, SAT prep classes. The school paid for me to take practice SAT and the actual ACT itself. All the courses have at least some element of applicability when it comes to like looking at colleges or doing well in college. And so I think that it's really let me know that, you know, that college is a great and certainly workable way to go. The reason that I came to East Mountain, I think, is really looking for that small school environment, which is one of those big distinguishing factors that I think that you find at East Mountain, just because it forces you to look outside your comfort zone socially and academically, because that you're used to being in, and you have to look all over the place, and you have to see, you know, you have to push your boundaries, I guess, because it's what's expected of you.
All of the teachers here really work with you to kind of prep you for college. Like, in almost every single one of my classes that I've had, the teachers try and teach like college professors would teach. Like, I feel like the small environment here at East Mountain is really, really good at keeping students involved in their school, and also keeping teachers involved in their students' academic lives.
I definitely think I'm very ready for college. I have one friend that graduated from Moriarty that's going to UNM now, and she hates it because she's really stressed out and everything's just like crazy for her. And then one of my other friends that graduated from East Mountain is kind of just breezing through it. And it's just interesting to see the difference in like the preparedness of students.
I like that it's like a small school, like there's a very small like teacher to student ratio. I get a lot more help in each class. I'm able to understand the curriculum better, and each, I don't know, subject I'll be able to interact with the teacher a lot more. If I have questions on homework, then I can get them answered pretty quickly, and there's more time for the teacher to help students that are in need.
I believe I've become more responsible for myself, and I'm not as immature and want to be this, want to be that. I'm just kind of my own person, hanging out with who I want to hang out and being who I want to be. I was planning on going to the military, the Marines in specific, but now I'm hoping to go to college for forestry and criminal justice, so hopefully become a game warden or a law enforcement officer.
I would say that it's a very unique experience. It's a very powerful experience, and I think that it's something that everybody should consider.
I would recommend East Mountain High School to anybody. I'm glad to see that we have a lot more kids coming here just to kind of share the experience, and I'm proud to be a student here. And I actually have a plan for my life now. I actually plan on going to college and passing and pushing myself a little bit further, whereas if I went to Moriarty, I probably would have been another kid failing and part of the gangs and fighting and troublesome kids.
But we do have an interest, I have an abiding interest in the strength of local education, because I remain convinced that it determines the future for our kids and grandkids, the quality of life in every respect. In my last job at the Air Force Academy, I discovered how, even for very talented children in this country, we do not help them understand how much they can do. Even our most talented kids, our best educated kids, are seriously under-challenged.
I got involved in East Mountain High School because I think that education is critically important for future of the state, for economic future of the next generation, and this seemed like an interesting opportunity to be able to do something that could actually change the face of public education in New Mexico. The first year that we did a gala, we had a lot that Roger Cox had donated. We decided that we just needed a major sponsor, and everything else would fall into place. And we thought about Eddie.
Gala was just beginning, and so I had the assignment to pitch Eddie on the full sponsorship of the gala. And he was a tough sell, but we were able to get him signed up that first year, and of course he's been here ever since.
Thought that Eddie might be interested in a school that was dedicated to excellence in education. So we went and talked to him, and he was very receptive, and he's been with East Mountain and with that event and with East Mountain in many other ways for the last 10 years. And each year when we go and talk to him to see if he's willing to do this again, he tells us, you know, I'm in for as far as I can see into the economic future.
Education is one of those things that we all feel expert about because we sat behind a desk at one time. And yet education is one of the most complex and difficult systems to deliver to a community that there is. And all I can say is that I was very proud to be part of it. There were so many people who had no vested interest who dug in and really made the charter school happen, whose kids never went to school there or who didn't even have kids at home anymore. So that was the real secret to success, is that there were just a lot of people that were in it, not because they had any other agenda except to deliver to the East Mountains a really good school for the children who were growing up there.